If you have ever been or is currently struggling through a burnout, don't worry, I got you. I have been one of those girls who have been through a series of burnouts, but I've always been the one to get myself out of them. So I know what you're going through. One week you think you're doing good, you're on top of your shit, and the next you feel like you don't want to do anything. Well, I will be giving you some advice on how to prevent, recharge, and restore your overall well-being through any burnout. Hi, my name is Brianne. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I vlog about my life and give you advice as your online bestie, so subscribe to my channel.
Baby boy, stay on my mind if I feel nothing. Come on, girl, tell me how you feel.
Recognizing the signs. Your energy is going to be the ultimate takeaway of you going through a burnout. You will notice that you're going to be physically and mentally depleted even after resting. You probably have gained a negative attitude, such as feeling irritated or having mood swings towards even just the little things. You'll feel the lack of motivation towards things you normally like to do and struggling to just do the basic self-care tasks like getting any daily movement, your personal hygiene, eating healthy. You might also want to isolate from family or friends. Personally, when I am feeling burnout, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to hang out, see, or talk to anyone. I will put on a negative front and I will literally rot in my bed for hours scrolling through TikTok. So if this sounds like you, this is my advice. Maintain a work-to-life balance. This means not letting your work consume your personal life. We have a life outside of work and there are multiple things to tend to, like people, activities, chores at home, ourselves. If you work from home, what I would recommend is organizing your space in the terms that you only do work in places like your office or at your desk, and avoid trying to work in spaces associated with relaxation like your bedroom. Define your work hours by establishing a set time to start and end your work days. So stop overcommitting yourself. Take advantage of your breaks from work, meaning don't work outside the clock. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb and reply only during the work hours or when it works for you. It is your responsibility to draw the line between work and the life we live outside of it. Pursuing meaningful work / having multiple hobbies. Sometimes the job we have don't really align with our passions or values, and that can lead to the lack of personal fulfillment, especially when your job feels disconnected towards the things you really want to do. But you should also still make room for your hobbies or any of the other aspects you seek to enjoy, like getting a project done, just to give you that sense of accomplishment. For me, every season I have a new hobby. As someone who majors in the arts, I love to crochet, I love to color in my Bobby Goods book, I love to sew, create stickers. Overall, I like to craft and create, which is also another reason why I do YouTube. I don't love editing, but I appreciate the process and the outcome that comes with creating a new video for you guys every week. I know that my time is valuable, and if you think that there is never enough time despite creating boundaries between your work / school with your personal life, you might be having what I call imaginary problems. I was speaking to one of my close friends and we were talking about people that have imaginary problems, meaning problems that you know that exist and you know how to fix it, but you don't take action or do anything to fix them. We were talking about this because other people's problems soon became an effect on those around them, including myself, and eventually those problems soon became my own. It was because that person was such an important part of my life, so imagine how I felt when they kept venting about the same issues that they were more capable of fixing but don't. Just know you lose the right to complain when you don't do anything to get yourself out of that situation. Having imaginary problems is like a snowball effect. The small neglected problems will snowball into bigger problems and it will constantly grow into feeling more pressure, stress, mental overload leading to burnout. We have all been there. We've been too comfortable with letting shit slide, big or small, but now is your time to stop and really rethink the life that you want for yourself. One of the common problems I notice from a lot of people is saying yes and putting everyone before yourself. You might feel selfless about it or just having to do it based on obligation to do so, but really think of the situation you put yourself into when you notice you never have time for yourself. The answer to fix this problem is easier said than done, which is to say no. Saying yes to everyone when you deeply don't want to means you are a people pleaser and you don't want to have that label for yourself. You will notice a huge impact on your life and how much progress you have made for yourself when you are able to say yes only towards things you know you're capable of getting done. Digital detox. I always say say this, but it's easier said than done. You got to put the phone down, girl. The amount of time we be spending on our phones can be absolutely time consuming and ridiculous. Our phones shouldn't be something to rely on. The platforms we scroll through triggers a dopamine feedback loop, which means that while we receive brief dopamine hits, in return we are feeling left empty and anxious. Personally, it makes me feel really uneasy when I haven't done anything the whole day. That is honestly because of all the time I spend on my phone. I could have been doing a lot more things like the hobbies I mentioned, pursuing meaningful work, or touching some motherfucking grass. We know how toxic social media can be, and it is filtered to what other people want us to see. And this really distorts our perception of reality, or what we know it as, and what is real or not. Ways I like to limit my phone usage is looking at your screen time through the settings app and setting a time limit or downtime for each app that you use. That way I can keep track and really step back on using my phone and just stay focused on the primary tasks that I should be getting done. Create a sustainable routine. Having a balanced routine has personally been one of the best things I could have done for myself. Before, I used to be the type of person to let my day be guided by being spontaneous, and my day was solely guided through my mood, which basically meant that I did the bare minimum when it came to doing anything for my substantial growth. You should always stick to your plan and not your mood. Things I like to incorporate into my routine is my self-care, work, and rest. Having these three staples is a starting point in your routine, and you can build around it. When I say self-care, I mean incorporating physical movement at least 30 minutes out of the day, like walking, hitting the gym, Pilates. Also incorporating some other self-care practices like journaling, reading, meditating, engaging in a hobby, having a balanced and a healthy diet. Personally, I like aiming for the 80-20 rule, with 80% being the healthy eating habits and the other 20% of enjoying something that I want to have for myself, like some ice cream at the end of the night. And when I say rest, I mean not only getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but also make sure that you have a consistent bedtime and wake time, and including short breaks throughout the day to rest and recharge. These three staples should be your non-negotiable, and remember that your routine is customizable to what works for you. While building stability and discipline at the same time, review and adjust your routine as needed. So if your routine starts to feel a little bit overwhelming, just modify it to reduce stress and to whatever feels balanced for you. Remember that too much of one thing is never good. Reflection. Burnout is often a signal that there is something in your life that is imbalanced. So take this time to reflect and reassess your priorities and values. So this is the time to start asking your questions like, what does success look like to me? Who can I turn to for support? What am I in control of? What am I avoiding? What brings me joy and fulfillment? What can I let go of right now? Pen to paper, write this down, or pause this video if you like, and really think of the path you want to take. So if you reached the end of this video, you are a real one, and thank you for just sitting down and listening. And I hope that my advice helps you find the balance and let this minor setback be a major comeback. Because period. Just a gentle reminder that you are still human, so take all the time that you genuinely need. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next. Bye!